I'm deadly serious when I say that the Philippines is one of the nicest countries we've ever been to. Oh my God, the food here is something else.
Just a staple of rice. They know how to make it so much better than anywhere else, and it's just rice.
You know, you got waterfalls, you got rivers, you got beaches. I think as far as a country that you want to visit as a family, the Philippines has to be on the top of the list. Hi everyone, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Pauline.
And today we're going to share our first impressions of the Philippines. We are a full-time travel family and we've been traveling around Asia now for 6 months. We've been in the Philippines now for a little bit and we're ready to share what we really think of the Philippines. So the first thing we initially noticed as soon as we hopped off the plane, landed in the country of the Philippines, is how warm and welcoming the Filipino people are.
They just love you and want you to be their family.
We were literally here for a couple of days. We're at the beach and we got invited to someone's party and they were like our best friends. They were giving us food, they were giving us drinks, they were like introducing us to their family. It was just an amazing experience, and that isn't just a one-off occurrence in the Philippines.
It's not. We have seen it everywhere we have been, every single day.
Everyone is just so friendly here. It's a country where that if you come with an open mind and you are friendly and you have a big smile, then people just treat you like one of them and go, oh, come to this, or, you know, do you want to come do karaoke? Do you want a beer? The amount of times I've been offered a beer since we've been here, and I don't drink. So I have to keep saying, oh, sorry, I don't drink. The friendliness of the Filipino people is something we never experienced anywhere, not even in our own country. The amount of people that say hello in this country with a big smile on their face and big wave, especially the kids.
Oh, the
kids are like, hello.
They scream at you because they just want a response.
Yeah, you know, every interaction we have with Filipinos puts a smile on my face. And honestly, this is the big secret for people that are traveling here. If you come in with a good attitude and a smile on your face, you can just about get away with anything in this country. So I go around and I smile, like I'm asking for discounts and I smile. You know, the people make the country.
They do.
And I feel like the Philippines is so much better because of the people that are in it. And you know, you can overlook a lot of the issues that this country has because the people are so awesome.
I think it's just ingrained in their culture as well.
You know, the sense of family and community that's here is just unrivaled anywhere.
It's like born into them.
So I'm a dad and I tell a lot of dad jokes, right? And they get a really good response here. So like I'll tell a joke and people are like, you know, they think it's incredibly funny, which is good for me because I tell a lot of jokes. You know, this is the only country that's been like, I've told jokes in other countries and people have just stared at me blankly. You know, as far as a country that doesn't take itself too seriously, the Philippines has been awesome and it suits us really well. Okay, so the next thing that we've noticed since we've been in the Philippines, how good English is here.
It hasn't really been a barrier at all. They understand it, they speak it every single day. They learn it in school. They don't really have an issue speaking English at all to you either.
And this is a big thing we notice. There's a lot of countries out there that learn English as a second language, really put an emphasis on teaching people English. They're happy to practice it with you. So there's been people where their English hasn't been the best, but they've gone and they're attempting it, they're trying it, they're trying to communicate. But I think what the difference is here in the Philippines and why it's so much more noticeable is because people are so much more outgoing here that they just want to attempt it and try it and get better at it. So, and we've been in other countries where, like I said, English is taught, but they're a little bit too shy, so they don't want to practice it. They'd rather just not talk to you at all than sound like they don't know how to speak it.
Yeah, I think this comes back to Filipinos aren't shy.
No.
They're not shy.
No, and that's great for people like us who are not shy either, because we've had some amazing memories here meeting Filipinos and interacting and talking to you guys. Okay, so the next first impression that we got here is how beautiful this country actually is.
You do not realize how many natural, beautiful spots are located in the Philippines. It is on every single island here.
And obviously, you know, in the big cities, like we're in Cebu at the moment, you know, maybe it's not as beautiful as some other places in the Philippines, but you don't have to go far out of the big cities for it to really stand out and go how naturally beautiful this country is. You know, you got waterfalls, you got rivers, you got beaches, you've got marine habitats, you've got caves, you've got underground rivers.
You've got everything.
If you enjoy the outdoors, the Philippines is one of the best places in the world that we found to see that. And like I said, you don't have to go far out of the city to experience this stuff. You know, in Cebu, 20-30 minutes out and you're into the...
You can base yourself in Cebu and just do day trips to everywhere if you really wanted to. Like if it made your trip easier, you just book tours. The other day we spent all day and we drove over to Mobile and back again and we saw turtles, sardines and a massive, huge river that had waterfalls and canyoneering and all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't have to go far.
And we've been to a lot of Southeast Asian countries, and look, they're all beautiful. But I don't know what it is about the Philippines. It's like the greens are greener and the blues are bluer.
Yeah.
And like the natural environment here is so much more lush when you look at a big waterfall and you go, wow, that's actually amazing. You know, clear and clean, beautiful. Okay, so the next immediate thing that hit us when we landed in the Philippines was the food. Oh my God, the food here is something else.
Just a staple of rice. They know how to make it so much better than anywhere else, and it's just rice.
Just everything is so good here. Like, there's so much pride in this country. They put so much pride and effort into their food. And we're not just talking fancy restaurants. Like,
no. You can go to the street vendor and he puts in just as much effort as a 5-star restaurant. Like,
yeah. And what have we been eating at lately? Those canned...
I think they're called eateries or canditas. I never get that word right. Canditas, something like that.
So we've been going to a lot of eateries, like just local eateries, and just eating straight out of the saucepans.
We've had adobo, but we have had adobo like 4 or 5 different styles.
Yeah.
And we've had
sisig
and their beef stews
chop sueys,
and their chop sueys and
lumpias.
Oh, they're all different and they all taste just amazing. I think our kids' favourite is liempo, and liempo is a type of pork belly, and it is made in so many different ways.
Yeah, we've tried to like set the sauces are rich. It's all
Big
vinegars
flavors.
and soy sauce and like sweet and sour, and it's all combined. So like they go for soup. There's other countries in Asia that the flavor profiles are a little bit more subtle, but here all the flavors are big and bold, and like onions and garlic and pork. And
but then they don't smother it in the chili and the hot like other Asian countries do. Like myself and the kids, we don't like chili. We don't like the heat. We like mild. But here, the flavors are just so amazing. You don't need chili or hot sauce to put on top of it because the flavor is just amazing in itself.
It's a foodie's paradise in this country, especially if you're willing to eat a little bit more local and try some of the local cuisines here. I will say too that the takeaways here are quite interesting as well. Like we've been trying Jollibee since we've been here, and that's something else. That's completely unreal. you know, the spaghetti and stuff like that. It's just not stuff that you would see in Australian restaurants.
No.
Fast food
food chain. Like, who sells spaghetti as a fast food chain, you know?
So good. Okay, so another thing that we've noticed since we've been in the Philippines is that Philippines are always celebrating something.
Fiesta!
Fiestas in malls, on the streets. Literally the first day we got here, we were heading to the hotel, and there was this big massive parade with people banging drums, and you know, I think it was for some fraternity.
I don't
but
know.
It was like they closed the street down and they were just banging drums and doing it. And then the other day we were in.
They stopped traffic. We were trying to go to the safari park, and they'd stopped traffic because they're stringing bunting up from one side of the road to the other.
For some festival. The other day we went and got haircuts in some barangay, and down the street there was just a marching band marching down the street banging drums. Every shopping mall we've been to, there's something happening.
There's always an expo or a cheerleading
or a parade
competition,
or a beauty contest.
Beauty contest, modelling, like everything is done in a mall, and it's always celebrated.
Yep. So it's absolutely bonkers because in Australia, you know, we like to celebrate main days, but nowhere near the amount of festivities that happen in this country. And if you're someone that likes to go with the flow, you can literally just walk up to one of these festivities and just be a part of it and be like part of the celebration. They'll embrace you, give you food. Yep.
Why not?
It's absolutely unreal how.
What about just the family fiesta that was happening at the bottom of a waterfall that we turned up at? And they were like, oh, we brought out food and drinks and we've been here all day, and they just been having a fiesta at the bottom of the waterfall.
One thing that I especially noticed is obviously there's a lot of karaoke and stuff that happens in the country, but there is a serious amount of talent in this country. Amazing singers in this country that are just singing on the side of the road, just keeping themselves entertained. But also just like basketball and things like that. We've gone past basketball courts, and there's these little LeBron Jameses, you know, just shooting hoops and doing 360s and stuff like that. There's some serious talent in this country.
I even have to bring it down to like how talented they are taking videos and photos.
Oh yeah.
Like they put in 110% to get you a good photo or a video.
Yep. Just the talent, just the natural talent Filipinos have is something we notice straight away. Just like subtle things, you know, obviously the basketball and the karaoke and the videography are big things, but just subtle things like, you know, someone carrying lots of bags or someone walking down the street with a thing on their head. It's like there's
it's
a lot of
amazing what they pack onto a scooter as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of raw talent in this country, and you really notice it. One thing that really stands out in the Philippines that we've noticed is like the sense of pride that people have in this country. Every barangay and every province you go through, there's big signs, you know, with big like
Welcome
Filipino
to
flags
this
and welcome here.
And just the pride they take in their streets as well. Like Liam and I this morning, we walked down to the bakery to get some stuff for breakfast, and there was this lovely lady on the side of the road just sweeping all the rubbish up and sweeping off the dirt so that no one slipped over and things like that. And they take pride in where they live and who they are.
And that's something we've noticed. Obviously, it's a very polarizing country because it's a country of people that have stuff and a country of people that don't have stuff. But one thing that everyone shares is a sense of pride. So the people that don't have much still take a lot of pride in what they have. When you talk highly of the country and you talk about what you like about the country, you can feel that you can sense the pride that people have. I think that's at its core what this country has, is a certain vibe, and that vibe you feel. You can't explain what it is, but the country has a vibe, and the vibe it's infectious. So like, we've come to this country and we've been feeling the vibe, and we've been starting to get more relaxed and a little bit going more with the flow.
Everyone's just so happy and joyful, and it doesn't matter what they do, what kind of job they're doing, how their day's been, they still reflect their happiness onto you.
It's just a vibe. It's just this like aura that this country has, that when you enter it, you can't help but be absorbed by it. And that's something we've really noticed. And the pride is one thing. Is one thing we've definitely noticed, is that part of that aura and vibe is this overwhelming sense of pride in their country and what they've achieved.
It's just also, for an example, whenever we talk to people about like, we're travel bloggers, we've been traveling for 6 months. Oh, have you been over to this place because it has this, and oh, you should go and see this because it's beautiful. Like, they pride themselves in what they can offer in their country.
They want other people to see what they see in their own country by showing the sights and stuff like that. Our boys, Liam and Riley, have really come out of their shell since we've been in the Philippines. Have you noticed that?
I think so, because everyone's so happy to help them. Like, they've been in other countries where people are a bit standoffish with kids, trying to order stuff or wanting to buy a drink. Like, I don't think that was really the culture in some countries. Like, the adults do everything, whereas our kids want to be a part of buying a drink or buying something at the shop. The other day, Liam went off to the shop by himself to get bread and a drink and stuff like that, and he came back and he's like, oh, it was this much, but I have to go back because I owe them 2 pesos. And he went all the way back down with just 2 pesos in his pocket to take back to the shop because the lady had told him he owed her 2 pesos.
Like, the country collectively loves children.
Yes.
So like, our boys are 7 and 8, and everyone just loves them. Everyone just loves them.
Baby all the time.
Yeah, like
baby.
But I don't even think it's our kids. I think it's just kids in general. It's so community and family orientated that the whole community takes care of children here. So, you know, when our boys are, you know, we've been on adventures and stuff, and the guides have just like basically taken ownership of our boys.
Picked him up under one arm and walked him down the canyoneering, and they've just been so helpful.
And that's given our boys the confidence to go and explore and ask and get away from us a little bit, because they're protected. You know, like, there's people out there keeping an eye out for them. And they've really come out of their shell since they've been in this country. They're asking for things, they're talking to people, they're talking to other children. And I think that has a lot to do with this aura and vibe of friendliness that is in the Philippines that very few countries have. Honestly, we didn't know what to expect when we came to the Philippines. Honestly, like, we weren't exactly sure. We'd heard good things and bad things about the Philippines, but our experience in the Philippines and our initial first impressions so far have been, this country is unique. This country is very hard to explain what the appeal is of it, but if you are a person that is happy to go with the flow and you smile and you're friendly, you can get a lot out of this country. You know, you're surrounded by other people that are friendly, helpful, and just want to have a good time as well. You know, that's one thing I noticed when we were in Australia, is we're always happy-go-lucky and relaxed, and everyone around us is busy, moving fast and, like, you know, angry and stuff like that.
It's just a different culture. Here is more like family and community, and, you know, a village raises your child, that kind of stuff, whereas Australia has become very closed off in that sense.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself. You feel like, you know, a pack of wolves is after you the whole time. But here, it's just not like that. They are there to help, and they will help in any way possible.
You know, in all seriousness, you know, we're in love with this country. It's such a beautiful place with beautiful people, and yes, it has faults, like every other country on the planet. It has faults, but I think if you were wanting to come to a country that you can naturally just feel at home from any walk of life, and just feel at home, and you know, get a smile that will make your day as you're walking around, and like, you know, things like that, then this is the country to visit. It really is.
It really is. Like if you just want that relaxation, beautiful people, beautiful surroundings, it's the Philippines. Like for sure it's the Philippines.
It is one of the best countries we've ever been to, if I'm completely honest. So guys, we absolutely love the Philippines, and we got a lot more videos coming out of our adventures.
So many.
So make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us know where we should visit. You guys...
You always give us recommendations, so we love them all, and we will try and get to as many places as possible in the time that we have.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Pauline.
And we'll catch you all
on the horizon.